Okay, so you know how everyone and their mother is talking about IT outsourcing these days?
Yeah, it seems like it's on the tip of everyone's tongue.
Right. Like it's the Wild West out there with
Right.
all these companies promising you the moon and the stars.
Definitely a land of opportunity, but also a lot of potential pitfalls.
Exactly. So we're diving into EAG Business Holdings Inc. today. Gonna see if they're the real deal or just another cowboy riding into town with a fancy hat and no cattle.
Well, I'm ready to help you separate the hype from reality. IT outsourcing can be a game changer, but you need a discerning eye.
You got it. And we're going straight to the source for this one, using EAG's own YouTube videos to break down their whole deal. And let me tell you, some things surprised me. Like right off the bat, they're pushing this true strategic partner thing.
Interesting, I've heard that one before. Lots of companies throw those terms around, but it often lacks substance.
Mm.
What makes EAG different, at least according to them?
Right. Well, they're all about best-in-class solutions that go beyond just like basic IT support, you know. They say their team is packed with highly qualified engineers and data architects.
On paper, that sounds good.
Right. But anyone can say that, right?
Exactly.
So I was like, okay, let's dig a little deeper.
That's what we're here for. What'd you find?
They're promising to identify those sneaky little IT risks that keep you up at night.
Oh, yeah, those.
And then they're going to find like cost-effective ways to neutralize them.
Sounds good so far.
Right. They even brag about this high first call resolution rate.
Now, that's something I always appreciate.
Great.
There's nothing more frustrating than having to explain this same issue multiple times to different people.
Ugh, I know. Like, are you kidding me?
Didn't I just tell you that?
Exactly. So this first call resolution rate means you won't be ping-ponged around their support team.
Okay, I like where this is going.
You get someone who can actually solve your problem on the first try.
Now, that would be a dream.
Imagine that. But here's where it gets really interesting. They're not just making empty promises. They have actual real-world examples to back up their claims.
Ooh, I do love a good case study. Give me the details.
Okay, so they showcased this one company, a public and independent energy company, no less.
Okay, getting serious.
Right, and they saved a whopping $6 million annually.
$6 million, that's not chump change. How'd they swing that?
By decommissioning 51% of their unused applications.
Decommissioning. What does that even mean in this context?
I know, right? $6 million bucks. Just imagine what you could do with that kind of savings. But it also made me wonder, like, what exactly does decommissioning even mean?
That's a fantastic question. It's like Marie, condoing your IT infrastructure. Basically, getting rid of anything that doesn't spark joy, or in this case, business value.
So it's like cleaning out the digital cobwebs.
Exactly. We're talking about safely removing outdated or unnecessary software from a company's systems. Think of it like this. If you're paying for a streaming service you never use, you'd cancel it, right?
Right.
Decommissioning is the same idea, but for business software. It reduces licensing costs, maintenance headaches, and even those pesky security risks.
Got it. So EAG swoops in, does this deep dive into a company's IT, identifies what they don't need, and helps them get rid of it.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It's about making their IT infrastructure leaner, meaner, and more cost-effective.
So it's not just about fixing things when they break, it's about proactively optimizing their entire IT setup.
Exactly, and that's a crucial distinction. EAG is positioning themselves as both an IT consultant and a service provider.
Okay.
They're saying they can help you rationalize your IT infrastructure, optimize your budget, and even prevent cyber breaches before they happen.
Whoa.
It's about making your business more efficient and effective, not just keeping the lights on.
Okay, that makes sense. But like, how do they actually pull that off? Do they have an army of IT wizards working behind the scenes?
That's the million-dollar question, and it brings us to a critical point about EAG's approach. Well, it seems like they're trying to cover all the bases with this managed service provider offering they talk about.
Yeah, they specifically mention energy, manufacturing, engineering, transportation.
So still sticking with their oil and gas focus, but branching out a bit,
It seems like it.
which makes sense.
Yeah.
They need to cast a wider net.
Right. And they keep using this phrase, holistic services. It's a bit of a buzzword, isn't it?
It's a bit. Like, what does that even mean in the context of IT?
Exactly. I had the same thought. But like looking at what they actually offer, it seems like they're talking about managing like everything.
Everything.
Devices, mobility, phone systems, servers, network security, you name it, they claim to handle it.
Okay, so the whole shebang.
They even mention helping with office moves.
Oh, wow.
And scaling IT as a business grows.
So you need to upgrade your systems because you're killing it. They've got you covered.
Yeah, that's the idea.
It's certainly a comprehensive approach. They're essentially aiming to be the single point of contact for all of their clients' IT needs.
Right.
But that makes you wonder, can they realistically deliver on such a broad promise?
Right.
IT is incredibly specialized,
Mm.
and most companies excel in specific areas. It's rare to find one that can truly do it all.
That's a really good point. It's one thing to say you do it all, but it's another to actually have the expertise in-house to pull it off.
Yeah.
But that seems to be their counterargument. They keep emphasizing their team of highly qualified engineers, data architects, IT professionals with years of experience.
Experience is crucial in the IT world, especially in niche sectors like oil and gas, where the technology and security concerns can be unique.
Yeah, for sure.
So highlighting their team's experience makes sense. But let's switch gears for a moment. You mentioned they have a unique approach to cybersecurity. Tell me more about that.
Oh, yeah. On top of their managed IT services, they have this whole section dedicated to cybersecurity. They actually call it out as like a key solution for avoiding strain on business leaders.
Smart. I'm sure that resonates with anyone who's ever dealt with a data breach or a ransomware attack.
Oh, yeah.
Cybersecurity should be a top priority for businesses of all sizes these days. It's not just about preventing breaches, but also about regulatory compliance and protecting sensitive data.
For sure. And they seem to understand that they talk about conducting a real robust analysis to like identify the real risks and find cost-effective ways to like mitigate them.
I appreciate that they're emphasizing the importance of a thorough analysis. Automated tools are helpful, but they can only take you so far.
Right.
You need human expertise to really understand the nuances of your specific IT environment and identify those potential vulnerabilities that a machine might miss.
Yeah, they specifically call out misconfigured applications
Oh yeah, those are a big one.
as like a common vulnerability that often gets overlooked.
It's like leaving a window open in your house an easy target.
Exactly.
And it highlights the importance of having a cybersecurity expert who can come in and be like, hey, did you forget about this? You know?
Right. Exactly. And that's where their like defense in depth approach comes in.
Okay, tell me more about that.
So they're basically saying, let's assume a breach will happen.
Yeah.
And let's work backward to lock down your network at every point.
So it's like that layered approach.
Exactly. Multiple layers of security. Smart. So that even if one layer is compromised, the others will hold strong.
It's like a castle with multiple walls and a moat. It's
Yeah.
much harder to break in.
Right. Exactly. And they offer a whole range of these like advanced services,
Like what?
NIST-based security assessments,
Okay.
vulnerability scans, phishing tests to train your employees, the whole 9 yards.
Those are all essential components of a comprehensive cybersecurity program. It sounds like they're covering the spectrum from basic security hygiene to more advanced threat hunting and incident response.
Yeah, it seems like they have all of their bases covered.
It's like having a cybersecurity team on call, ready to handle whatever comes your way.
Right.
Mhm.
And remember how they keep saying they're a one-stop shop? Well, it goes beyond just like managed IT and cybersecurity.
Yeah. What else do they offer?
They also offer IT consulting.
Now that's interesting. What's their consulting focus? Is it strategic planning system implementation or something else entirely?
They're calling it like strategic IT consulting,
Okay, yeah, it sounds impressive.
which sounds really fancy, but what does it actually mean?
Right.
Well, they say it's about helping companies align their business goals with their technology investments.
That's incredibly important.
Right.
So many companies invest in technology without a clear understanding of how it will benefit their business. They end up with these expensive systems they don't need or even know how to use effectively.
Exactly. It's like, what am I paying for?
Right. Like, can I get a refund on this?
Right. And that's where EAG steps in as that strategic advisor.
Okay, I see.
They're going to analyze your current and future priorities and help you determine whether to like shrink or grow your IT footprint.
That's a key consideration. Some companies have these bloated IT systems that are unnecessarily complex and expensive,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
while others need to invest in new technology to remain competitive. It all depends on their specific needs and goals.
Right. And it sounds like EAG is positioning themselves as like the guide to help businesses navigate those crucial decisions. They even mention like digital transformation initiatives and leveraging best-in-class technology.
Buzzwords.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, they're appealing to companies that are looking to innovate and stay ahead of the curve.
Right.
They're essentially saying, we're not just here to keep your lights on, we're here to help you thrive in this digital age.
Right. Like, let's take things to the next level.
Exactly. It's a compelling message, for sure.
It really is. And they have like a very specific process for this. They call it their IT due diligence process, and it's kind of fascinating.
Oh, tell me more about this due diligence process. What does it entail?
So imagine a company is looking to acquire another company, right?
Okay.
EAG swoops in and does a deep dive into the target company's IT infrastructure, their security protocols, processes.
Oh, that's smart.
Oh.
IP due diligence is often overlooked during mergers and acquisitions, which can lead to major headaches down the line.
Oh, yeah. Total nightmare.
It's like buying a house without getting it inspected first. You don't know what
Yeah.
you're getting into.
Exactly. And they don't just look at the technology itself. They're interviewing key leadership, reviewing tons of documentation, analyzing budgets, assessing like existing contracts and projects. They're building this like comprehensive picture of the company's IT landscape.
It's that holistic approach again, which aligns with their overall philosophy. They're not just looking at the technical details, but also the human factors and the business implications.
Yeah, they're really trying to get the full story.
It makes their analysis much more robust.
Right. And after all of that, they compile their findings into this detailed report that outlines the IT-related costs, risks, opportunities associated with the acquisition. They even go so far as to propose an IT architecture, cost models, recommendations for staffing and implementation.
Wow. So it's like a roadmap for IT success after the acquisition.
Exactly.
That's incredibly valuable. They're providing the acquiring company with the information they need to make informed decisions about integrating the target company's IT systems and operations.
Yeah, no surprises. And it's not just about minimizing risk either. It's also about maximizing the value of the acquisition by identifying potential synergies, opportunities for innovation.
So it's like they're saying, let's make sure you get the most bang for your buck when you acquire this company, and let's make sure their IT infrastructure doesn't hold you back.
Exactly.
This is really making me rethink IT outsourcing. It's not just about offloading mundane tasks. You can be a strategic lever for growth and efficiency.
For sure.
And it sounds like EAG is making a strong case for that.
Right. They've got a wide range of services and a clear understanding of their target market's needs. But what about the human side of things? Do they walk the walk when it comes to company culture and client service?
That's a great question. It's one thing to have a slick website and impressive marketing materials, but it's another to actually deliver on those promises and build those strong relationships with your clients.
Totally. And that's what it really comes down to, right?
Right.
Well, they do have a few videos where they talk about their company culture and approach to client service. And let me tell you, what they say is pretty compelling. So they have this one video called EAG, a managed services provider built to optimize your IT. Kind of a mouthful, but it's all about their like secret sauce.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Secret sauce, huh?
Yeah, they're really hammering home this idea that they're not just a quick fix. They're all about long-term stability and optimizing IT for the long haul.
Makes sense. Consistency and a clear vision are crucial in the IT world. It's good to see they have a consistent message and seem to be sticking to it.
Yeah.
But what is the secret sauce? What sets them apart?
Well, they're really proud of their high first call resolution rate. Apparently, their IT team is structured so that anyone you talk to can handle a wide range of issues. No more getting bounced around different departments.
That's a bold claim, but a welcome one if they can pull it off. You and I have both been there, stuck in IT support limbo, explaining the same problem over and over again.
The worst. And they actually call out that tiered system, saying it's inefficient and frustrating for everyone involved. They claim their team members have diverse skill sets and can resolve issues quickly, efficiently, no matter who picks up the phone.
It's one thing to claim it, but another to back it up with evidence. I'd be curious to see their data on first call resolution rates. What kind of metrics are they using? How do they measure client satisfaction? These are all important questions to ask.
For sure, for sure. But they do talk about being super accessible. They emphasize being available by phone, email, and chat, even mentioning on-site visits when needed. They want their clients to feel supported and know that help is always just a call or click away.
That's essential, especially for businesses that rely heavily on their IT infrastructure. Downtime can cost a company a lot of money. Having a responsive and reliable IT support team can make all the difference.
Totally. And they don't just react to problems, they emphasize being proactive. They talk about providing proactive support and monitoring to prevent problems from happening in the first place.
That's a huge value proposition for businesses. It's always better to prevent a problem than to deal with it after it's already happened. It saves time, money, and a lot of stress.
Right. They even claim to have stopped problems from occurring because their team identified potential IT risks and mitigated them proactively.
Wow, that's impressive, if true. It's like having a dedicated team of IT guardians watching over your systems and keeping things running smoothly behind the scenes. If they can consistently deliver on that promise, it could be a game changer for businesses.
Totally. And it doesn't stop there. They also handle vendor management, which, let's be honest, can be a real pain. Keeping track of all those contracts, invoices, and service level agreements for multiple IT providers can be a full-time job in itself.
Absolutely. It can be overwhelming, especially for smaller companies that don't have dedicated IT staff.
And EAG seems to get that. They say they act as a liaison between their clients and their other vendors, making sure everything runs smoothly and everyone is on the same page.
It's all about simplifying IT management, so business leaders can focus on what matters most, growing their businesses. It's about taking the complexity and headaches out of IT so their clients can focus on their core competencies.
Exactly. They're really selling themselves as that one-stop shop for all things IT. Do you think they can deliver on that promise?
It's a compelling pitch, but ultimately it comes down to execution. They've laid out a vision of what they want to achieve, but the real test is whether they can translate that vision into tangible results for their clients.
So true. We can't say for sure without talking to their clients and getting a sense of their track record. But this deep dive has given us a lot to think about, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It's been fascinating to dissect their approach and see how they're challenging the traditional IT outsourcing model. They're offering a more holistic and strategic approach, which aligns with the evolving needs of businesses in the digital age.
Totally. And it's a great reminder that IT outsourcing doesn't have to be just a reactive band-aid solution. It can be a strategic partnership that helps businesses optimize their technology and achieve their goals.
Exactly. It's all about finding the right partner who understands your business, your goals, and your challenges.
Well said. So, to our listener out there, what are your thoughts on EAG Business Holdings? Do their claims resonate with you? Are they worth a closer look? We'd love to hear your perspective.
And remember, always do your research. Look at their client testimonials, case studies, and industry reputation before making any decisions. Don't just take their word for it. Dig a little deeper.
You heard it here first. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of IT outsourcing. Until next time, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.